You know, the first time I heard the song was at a jukebox at a little mini convenience store bar in Lorne, New Brunswick. And at first I thought it sounded like Rodney Crowell, but it was Bob Seger doing Rodney Crowell. It's a cover song. And I think one reason why it's kind of forgotten because it was more like an adult contemporary. It wasn't really rock, wasn't really pop, but a combination of both. Now, Shame in the Moon, which came out in November of 1982, was recorded by Rodney Crowell, Roseanne Cash's ex-husband, on his 81 self-titled album. It was covered by Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band as a lead single from the 82 album The Distance. Now, this was a follow-up to the big album Against the Wind, and this album was okay, but it didn't really hit the charts like Against the Wind single in the various other releases from that big LP. Now, Glenn Frey joined Seeger in the background harmony vocals on the song. The song spent 4 weeks on number 2 in the Billboard Hot 100 Pop Singles chart and topped the All Adult Contemporary chart. The song also went to number 15 in the country chart in early 83, marking Seeger's only top 10 entry on that chart because obviously Rodney Crowell being a big country star. And I think it was used in a couple of movies or TV shows. Now, Billboard magazine reviewed the song favorably, saying that his trademark acoustic guitar sets the tone, followed by an easygoing vocal and loping rhythm. Now, Cashbox said that fans of Bob Seger's ballad side would unquestionably take delight in his mostly acoustic country pop Rodney Crowell tune, since Seger makes it his own. Classic rock history critic Janie Roberts ranked it as Seger's 15th best song. Now, back when House Behind the House, 5-minute single on Capitol Records with producer the great Jimmy Ovine. Now, the previous single was Feel Like a Number, and even now the second single, which kind of went nowhere. Now, speaking with Cream in 1983, Seger said it's more like a Western song, a cowboy song, than it's a country and Western song. And the track is flawless. The best and tightest track of the album. We cut it in like 2 hours, and everyone decided it was a miracle track. But then we had to decide whether to use it or not because The Distance was going to be a real rock album. I purposely didn't write any medium tempo songs for this one because I wanted to be hard rocking with a few ballads for pacing. But we figured we'd throw it in and see what happened. Next thing we know, the Capitol guys are saying, that's a single. Fine, whatever it takes. So thank you, Rodney. It's a great song. I'm beholden to the lad for writing it. So on bass, Chris Campbell, Craig Frost on organ, additional musicians, Drew Abbott on guitar, Laurie Creamer background vocals, Glenn Frey and harmony vocals, yet another song a member of the Eagles either played on or sang on. Bobby Hall did percussion, Russ Kunkel, the session player extraordinaire, did drums, Sean Murphy did background vocals, Bill Payne on piano, Joan Sylvan on background vocals, and Waddy Watchell on guitar. Jimmy Ovine produced. Now in Australia, number 38, Canadian RPM, top 8, Canadian RPM Adult Contemporary, number 1, Country Charts, number 10, French Singles, 58, German Singles, 50, New Zealand Singles, 24, South African Singles, 15, Spanish Singles, 27. I think it did well in European countries. It was easy English. Billboard Hot 100, number 2, Adult Contemporary, number 1, and U.S. Hot Country Songs, number 15. Now, in the year-end charts, it was top 63 in the Canadian top singles and top 14 U.S. top pop singles. Now, Tanya Tucker also covered a song for her 83 album Changes, and Willie Nelson covered a song in the 2025 album, Oh What a Beautiful World. Now, in 89, ironically, the song did re-chart for a little while when it was used in the season 1 episode of the TV series Midnight Caller entitled The Fall. In 2004, the song was featured in a Cold Case episode, It's Raining Men. Now, the lyrics to the song are typical Rodney Crowell with the great lead. It says, until you've been beside a man, you don't know what he wants. You don't know if he cries at night. You don't know if he don't. Where nothing comes easy, old nightmares are real. Until you've been beside a man, you don't know how it feels. Once inside a woman's heart, a man must keep his head. Heaven opens the door where angels fear to tread. Some men go crazy, some men go slow, some men go just where they want, some men never go. Oh, blaming on midnight, oh, shame on the moon. So the parallels with, like, maybe he's making a drunk outside and taking a look at a big moon. Now, the album itself, like I said, it could have done better for Bob Seger, but I said who could follow up against the Wind. Now, The Distance itself was the 12th studio album for Seger. It peaked on number 5 in the Billboard album charts and sold close to 2 million copies in the States. Now, Seger was influenced by the Woody Allen film Annie Hall, originally intended the album to be built around the theme of relationships, but eventually that fell apart when Seger decided that sticking to the theme too strictly would make the album maudlin. Several songs based on the original theme made the album, including Even Now, Love's the Last to Know, House Behind a House, and the album closer, Little Victories. Now, Shame on the Moon was one of Seger's biggest hits, and you wouldn't think because it's not your typical rocker. Now, Capitol Records actually had stopped manufacturing albums in the 8-track cartridge format by this time the album was released. However, Seger asked the label to include that format for his album, knowing that many fans still use 8-track players. So it could be the last big 8-track release of that era. Now, Roll Me Away was the third single. Even Now was number 2. Now, again, Alto Reed played sax on numerous songs with, of course, additional musicians. Don Felder played on 2 tracks, and Glenn Fly played on Shame on the Moon. Now, Bonnie Raitt also sang on it as well. Now, the album itself did quite well in Canada. It was number 5. US number 5 as well. UK albums number 45. Australia 13. Austria 19. Dutch 33. Germany 16. New Zealand 12. Norwegian number 4. Swedish number 19. And year-end charts, Billboard 17. And top albums, Canada 29. Now, the Roll Me Away went 27 US top 100. Even Now went number 12, and of course, Shame on the Moon went number 2. Certified 200,000 sales in Canada and 1 million in the States. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, nobody was going to follow up Against the Wind because that was a really solid album. But I think this was kind of a jukebox favorite when I was growing up. I hope you're taking this right. The bar was at, it was almost played constantly. And there was a fight broke out at the bar that I was involved with. I didn't start it. But to hear Shame on the Moon being played in the background and pool cues and fighting is going on amongst the ruffians in the Lorne area back in that day, I'm not saying it motivated them to fight slower or faster, but it is what it is. So it was one of Bob Seger's best songs. But like I said, people don't remember it as much as the other stuff because you had old-time rock and roll and, all the, what do you call the heavy singles of the mid-'80s when he was doing Like a Rock and stuff like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the latest of Bob Seger podcast. If you like what we're doing here, the tribute with the Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share.